There we go. I had to shut it off that time.
Hey, everybody.
Hi, guys. I wonder why it sticks. Sometimes it goes through and sometimes it sticks. Who knows?
Mercury.
There you go. We're just going to blame Mercury retrograde for everything, right? Everything.
I even want to make a t-shirt. Blame it on Mercury.
Exactly. I'm just sending out a couple of notifications just to get people out, just little reminders.
I will share it as well.
Hi, Irish. All right.
Hey there. Irish, huh?
Hey.
Got a number?
Naughty. Making passes at the people in chat.
I know. I can't help myself. I saw Irish and I was like, who? Hi, Maria.
Hi, honey. All right. Let me just do this one now. So this is going to be an interesting one today because we're actually going to involve you guys with this, and we're going to, if it's something that you want to do, right? But actually maybe even do a ritual for this one in order to help any of us witches or tarot readers that use any kinds of divination. So, yeah.
Interesting stuff and things.
Yeah, and stuff and things. All right.
Hi, Lady Kepra and Lady Blind Wolf and Ponus. Welcome.
Hi, guys. So last week we went over pretty much everything about this particular psychic ability. It is pretty much minus 999 mirror dimensions, baby. All righty. So we pretty much went over all of the symptoms or signs. I like to call it symptoms too, because it kind of is symptoms, right? Of the things that this particular psychic ability how it can show itself. Right. And for those that are feeling it really, really strong and they want to block it, I suggest going to the last episode on Clair Empathy, the second episode on Clair Empathy, because pretty much anything that you would do in order to block this kind of ability, you could pretty much do in the things that we talked about on there. Mm-hmm. But for this one, this is the perfect, I think, kind of psychic ability where you can use it during divination if you're like a tarot reader or something to give you even more insight. So I wanted to talk about ways that we can strengthen that bond more or less. So first of all, you had something that you had found. Can you talk to us a little bit about what you had found with the tarot, with this particular?
Sure. So I found a neat exercise using tarot because I know this community, you have a lot of tarot readers. So what you want to do is you want to pick your deck and about 15 to 30 minutes a day, morning or evening, you want to sit with your deck, a pen, and some paper. And as you pull your cards, you want to wait and sit there for a moment, and you want to be very aware of what you're feeling, sensing, or any random thoughts that may just drop in on you. And you want to record these. This will help with the divination process while reading by familiarizing yourself with these sensations and what they could mean. That way you can correlate it into your readings and you can be more aware of the signs and identify it in yourself and in your own body.
Excellent. Excuse me. I wonder if that means spirit is around because I all of a sudden, now that we're live, I'm having issues with the throat. Right?
That seems to always happen.
Yeah. What the hell, man? All right. So what I mean by possibly doing certain things and how I wanted to include everybody was, and after this particular live, I'm going to be, after it uploads, I'm going to be putting some links down below to other videos that we're going to be referencing today. But one video or one reading that I had done with, or readings that I had done with B. Bosadie over at Cali Sunflower. And she made a video specifically about some of these things that happen in her body when she's reading. So I'm going to be referencing that as well and sending people over there to please go and watch that. But I thought, you know what? Just like a servitor, creating like a contract with a servitor and, you know, being extremely intentional. Why can't we do that with our psychic abilities? Right?
Right.
So, sorry.
Of course we can.
So I wanted you guys to partake in this as well and give me some ideas, as well as us bounce some ideas off of each other. Like, for instance, if you're reading for somebody, what would it feel like? Where would you imagine something in your body? Let's say, for instance, if somebody was back talking, or not back talking, but either talking behind your back or backstabbing you. So maybe you would get a pain in your back, right? If somebody is gossiping about you, you could do it that way. Also, you could, or perhaps feeling a frog in your throat at the same time that you're feeling a warm heat or some sort of pain in the back of your shoulder, or give me some ideas, guys. Or you could hear like ringing in your ear. If it's your left ear, what does that mean? If it's your right ear, what does that mean? Like, give me some of the things that happened to you, Cortney.
Sometimes, like the reading we did here recently, and the spirit kind of just dropped in on me. Like sensations I get in my head or in my body. But to take that a step further, and where you're going with this, to be able to make a contract or a pact even, to get these sensations or abilities, or add on to the abilities through ritual and possibly working with something or other ways of doing it. I think that is interesting to explore, because I think it could work. Because I've done similar things with certain spirits and asked them to please, let me feel this, or let me know this, or think this, if something occurs or happens.
Now, Tangi said, when it's the left hand that's itchy, it means that money is coming in, which is right, because your left side is your receptive side, right? Well, I guess that depends on whether or not you're right-handed or left-handed. But most generally, the left side, I believe, is more the feminine side. So it's more the receptive side, where the right is more your dominant side, because it's the male side. But maybe I have that turned around.
I don't know. I think it would vary.
Yeah.
I think it would vary, and depending on your path as well.
Yeah.
But that makes sense to me, because I've always known the left to be like the one that pushes out as the right pulls in. However, you would think, since that is the feminine side, that would be, I would say that would work. If that's the intent, I would definitely say that would work.
So we know itchy palms has to do with money either coming in or coming out. So let's write that down. Go see Daddy. Daddy's home. Oh, he's going. Hi, honey. Hi, Jen. Hi, everyone that's come in. So, Tangi, you are full of these. Let's see.
I'll see you later.
All right, baby. Left foot itchy for me is car ride or vehicle travel, including my bundle buggy. Here, let me put this in here. Right foot is a walk. Okay. Some of the things that I said to Cortney beforehand was like, if somebody is being like an a-hole, maybe you'll feel a pain in your
Yeah.
or if somebody is cheating, maybe you'll get itchy down there, you know. If your palms are sweating, maybe too much gambling or something like that.
Right. So it's like creating the symptoms that you want to feel in these instances and putting that to work in your craft. That's
Right.
so genius, Rachele. And yes. So what are some of the symptoms you guys would ask for? If you were to, try to create this ritual and you want to know or have specific things happen to you physically or sensations under different circumstances, what would you choose?
Right. So let's talk about some things that are like common during a tarot reading or divination or things that people want to know. So if somebody's asking maybe about career, right? Should they move to another career? Well, I could see the itchy palms, definitely. I mean, if you're feeling, or even the sweaty palms, because it might be too much of a gamble in order to just up and leave, right? And that's not smart. Or you're going to be losing major money if it's on your right hand that's itching, right? But if your left hand starts itching, well, hey, that might be a smart move.
Right.
Other than obviously what the cards are saying. What do you think the difference between like hearing a ringing in your left and your right? What could that be? Somebody talking about you?
You could do like somebody that talks about you and don't have your best interest versus somebody that talks pleasant about you and has your best interest.
Okay. So the receptive would be like hidden, right? Like the moon. So I would think your left ear, if people are talking secrets about you or things that are hidden, and your right side, I think of like the sun and it being exposed and joy and happiness. So people are talking good about you. I'm liking this. So right side, left side. And whatever is dominant for you, I just think of, because I am right-handed. So I think of the left as being receptive and the right as being dominant. Yeah. But it could be different for you.
What's interesting with me is I can use either.
But for this, oh, you're ambidextrous, you mean? Yeah, my son is ambidextrous. Yeah. Oh, let's see what everyone is saying. Oh, let's see. I get like intense bird wings fluttering feeling in my ears, so intense that it hurts at times. Do you remember me telling you that I had that? Was it you and I that were talking, or was it me and Maria that were talking? And all of a sudden, and it wasn't just a ringing, it was like like really crazy mad for like, I don't know, a minute in my ear. And I'm like, what the hell is that? I have never experienced it, but it was literally right in my ear. And it was like bird flapping, like bird. Oh my God.
Wow.
What do you normally attribute that to?
I get a lot of popping or like wonging sounds. Like someone hit one of those, what do you call them, things, and it goes
a gong.
Yeah, like a gong goes off in my ear.
My ears have been decompressing like crazy lately. Pop, yes. Like you've been on a like an airplane or something.
Yeah.
Female or alien, and right is male or human. Oh, okay. One time I was chasing here, let me do this. I'm sorry, guys. One time I was chasing my dog when it got loose and I felt a tightness around my neck and a pain in my chest, and I had to stop.
Interesting.
Because the railroad tracks at the top of the hill is where a girl had been killed. The train had ran her over. Oh.
So that may have saved her life. Am I understanding that?
maybe that stopped. Yeah, maybe.
I had an actual very uncanny similar experience, and with railroad tracks. So I know how scary that can be.
My right kneecap is someone being a jerk to me, and left is the opposite, but only my right knee itches. Am I reading that right? My right kneecap is someone being a jerk to me. So you mean if it itches, which mine itches, but only your right knee itches. Are you sending like subliminal messages to me, Angie? That's funny. Oh.
What about if someone you meet, like if you're thinking about like meeting new people, maybe dating or whatever, what about like a clear sign, like if they'll break your heart or not? Like you could feel either tingling in your chest versus like a little
like a stabbing.
Yep.
Or like really, really tight, like almost like
Right.
claustrophobic, right?
Yeah.
Or like suppressing, like you're, what is it? Is it like suppressing?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. It's like that. Ugh.
Constricting you.
Yeah.
That's a good one. Like cold or warm wind blow on me, someone touching me or smelling something. Yes.
Mm.
Also, if the itching on the back of my hand, I know it's money coming back in left hand. Oh, I do get that too. See, that's the thing. I've always gotten these kind of things, but I never put 2 and 2 together. I just thought, oh, okay, my hands must be dry. That's why they're itching really bad, right? It must be really dry because I'm itching. You know, what's going on here? If my side finger itches on left hand, then I know it's credit. Oh, you should have been here with me today as well. Exactly. What about my fluttering bird wing sensations? Yeah, I don't get it. That was the first time that ever happened to me. What do you think that means? Top of my head being touched is my guide angels, loved ones saying hi. Have you ever had this feeling like you had a spider crawling on your head? Is that what that is?
All the time.
Do you think that? Yes. And especially like right around here.
Mm-hmm.
Like right at your like crown, right? Feeling a kiss on my cheek is don't worry. I don't think I've ever felt a kiss on my cheek. I don't think I have.
I feel touches on my right or left side of the body, and usually I take it as like either something negative is going on or something positive. What is it?
My chin itch means speak up, and lip itchy is don't. Wow. I'm going to have to, like, after this, go back and write all these things down because these are priceless. Seriously. Someone is touching me now. LOL. I just said one of my own senses to rituals, etc. I feel so happy for some reason. LOL. For some reason, I see yellow or white things move in front of my PC. I guess because. Huh. I guess because I have altar under it. Oh, that could be something. I mean, I don't know what's going on other than because in my practice, I had never really called on anything before. And I started doing that finally after 50 years, right? About 6 weeks ago. And things have been happening. And also you're telling me that for you, a lot of these things are happening to your son, right? Like seeing sparks. Are any of you guys seeing this? Like all of a sudden it's like a little star that like blows up or explodes, and then it's like sucked back in. You know what I mean? Like a wormhole kind of thing. and it's happening. It's about the size of my hand, and it's usually like backlit and like blue, like a real pretty blue, like the blue that's behind you.
Yeah.
That's been happening. I've been seeing shadows lately. I have been seeing like white lights, just like right out of my reach, like right here, straight up and peripheral on the sides.
Yeah.
I turn to look and it's gone. Yeah. But the girl and her friends for playing on the tracks, and that's how the train ran her over. It was where they could connect the cars and they were on timers. Ooh. Yes, that spider feeling too, or playing with my hair. Yes. Yes, often it feels weird. That's been happening since my early childhood. Wow.
My grandmother would tell me when something was happening, something bad with a loved one, that her dead husband or son would like slap her leg, or she would hear amplified voices in her ears.
Next week we're going to be talking about like clear cognizance, which I think is really closely related to dreams and stuff like that. But I wonder if some of these things are not being activated in us through like our dreams and stuff. You just shared a dream with me. Can we share that here today?
Sure.
You just did last night. Are you okay with that?
Yeah.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about what happened in your dream?
So from what I could remember, my biological family side, this would be the native, my father's side. I was in a house with my cousin, my uncle, which is my dad's brother, and then my biological dad. And we were all talking. Can't really remember the details of what we were talking about, but I know it was important. And we were on like some sort of mission. But this house was so big. And like we would go through room after room, and it was like endless. And then we had an idea to like get out of the house or something. So we started looking like at different apartments, like on a screen inside the house. But what was interesting about that is the apartments we were looking at as if they were new on the screen. These were apartments that my family had previously lived in and out of in the past. So yeah, it was really interesting. And
you told me you thought maybe you had been dream walking, right?
Yes.
Into their dreams.
Into my yep, I really feel like it was a dream walk into my cousin's dream.
But, and my thought on that was, and granted, I always say the first like instinct for that person that's having the dream, I think that's usually the way it really is. But the first thing that came to my mind was that something was being activated through your bloodline, your ancestry.
Yeah, I could feel that way. I could sense that. I could see that. Yeah.
Especially because, I mean, like, when you think of different rooms, and we've also been sharing dreams about like hotels and like bigger inns and stuff like that, because it was just recently that I had a dream about I was in this like big hotel, like inn kind of thing. I told you it was like medieval times, remember? And all of these tables just appeared, like long tables, like cafeteria tables. They weren't like Viking long tables, but like cafeteria tables all appeared up in the sky and came down. And then they were all placed around. Well, somebody had alerted, like, I don't know, the powers that be at the time. And so they had to remove them. But it sent me on a little mission looking around this big place that had all these different doors and rooms. And to my understanding, when it comes to dreams and stuff like that, that's like your psyche. All the different rooms are like different components of inside of you.
Yeah, you know what's so interesting about it too is it almost felt like it was taking me back in time. Now, this is something I'm finding occurring right now, really big. I don't know but it could go with the ancestry activation thing. but I've been having a lot of dreams where I am literally astraling back in time in these memories. And I'm walking the streets of my hometown. I'm seeing people I ain't seen in years. And then with the family last night, just so you guys know, we've never really been extremely close. So they weren't on my mind, last night. And it's like I appeared there and it was so real and vivid. I was talking to them, and every room we opened seemed to be a mixture of psyche with like fragments of the past. And I was like, wow, like I know it's significant, but why? And then when you had told me your thoughts, I was like, yeah, that could answer a lot.
Right. Unlocking stuff in the actual DNA.
Right.
From your ancestors. It's in the blood. The power is in the blood. Well,
Yes.
my dream, I went looking for whoever did the magic. And remember, I told you I walked into an area where it was like a tavern, looked like an old tavern. And there was a lady in there who I knew was like my aunt, right? She wasn't any aunt in this lifetime. So it was like going back in time. It was like medieval times. And this lady, it was affecting her so deeply, it started like eating away because she like instantly manifested her magic. So it was like eating away at her skin, and her blood was not red. It was not blue. It was green. And I thought, what is up with this? And they tried explaining in the dream that when you do magic like that, where it's like instantaneous like that, there are side effects, right? And the more pure your blood is, the more you're able to do it. Right. And you will heal. She was going to heal, but it would take a while to heal. And as our bloodlines like continue to dilute, generation and generation, that's why now we use like the elements to help us. I was just like, whoa.
I think you're being channeled that information because that goes a lot along with things I wrote in that book. But I think you're onto something, and that's accurate. And it's so interesting.
We definitely got off a track, but the reason why I was trying to point this out was I think some of these dreams are activating certain things in us where some abilities are becoming more prevalent now, or certain things are starting to happen where they've never happened, or maybe it's just because we're more aware of it. We're paying more attention now. I don't know, but
I agree.
I definitely think there's something going on. Let me catch up here, you guys.
I definitely agree.
Tandy says, yes, I see sparks, orbs all the time. It's all good for me anyways. Yeah, it's not scary. It's just something new. It just started happening with the orbs. I've had dreams of spaceships like showing up, and then like Star Trek, like warp speed and leaving, like going in a wormhole and taking off. So it kind of felt like that, like an explosion and then a pulse back is what it felt like, or what it looks like. But then seeing all the other stuff feels like Mandela effect-ish. Oh, we had talked about that too.
Mm-hmm.
Like our reality shifting, right?
Yep.
I also feel my other son's ouchies. He's in construction, so when my body hurts in a certain spot, it's usually him I feel. Yes. Yes. My Gram touches the back of my hair or touches my left shoulder when she is with me. We talked about it several years before she went home. Wow. Personally, it bugs me when the spirit touches me. It doesn't bother me. I mean, unless they're like, wham, slapping the hell out of me or something. It's like, okay, what do I need to know? That's why I want to establish. That's why I thought this would be a great time to establish what this means, almost like we are like a pendulum board, or, like a walking pendulum board. I thought it could help.
Oh, of course it could.
Sometimes I feel pressure on the top of my head. I also see flashes in the corners of my eyes. Yes. My Scottish grandmother tugs my hair very gently. Oh. Hi, sweetie. Only my daughter and I saw the lights flicker at my Graham's viewing. Yeah, and you just had something that you talked about on the Angels and Demons series on your channel about a big flash that just happened at your guys' house, and
Yeah,
you all seen it, and then
all of
weird activity started happening in the house.
Yeah, it was a bright light in the kitchen and it just shot up and then like exploded and it was huge, like big. And then after that, like the computer was turning on by itself after we had shut it down. We had appliances turning on and off, and then the doors opening and closing. So, yeah.
I've had other people, I don't know if I should say who, but have had dreams and have come out of those dreams and they are just like buzzing. And I have had that where you're just like buzzing, your body is buzzing. And I personally think that is because, or when you just start vibrating, like you can feel it in your body. I think it's because they are trying to contact you. You're having some sort of spiritual connection, and their vibrations are higher than ours. So we have to raise our vibration to kind of meet in order to have that connection. Don't you agree?
I do completely.
Yeah. Last week I smelled a beautiful piney scent, and then a few days later I got a box of goodies from a friend with that scented candle in it. It was a nice, oh, that is wonderful. And just yet another thing that shows you, oh my goodness. I have told you a couple of times that I think that, yeah, you have a portal in your house. Yeah.
Oh, I know that. I know this whole land. I mean, the history here, and there's still mounds where plague victims were buried close by. I mean, oh yeah.
Oh, personally, I think that maybe you had ancestors that lived not far from where you live now, and they died of that Black Death. And now look at this pandemic. Yeah.
I'm starting to believe as the further I go along that might be true. More so into the she race, though, long ago.
Well, I know that you had touched on this in another live that you were doing, and you were talking about something that you had wondered whether or not your family was cursed. So we did a reading on it, and the feeling that I got was no, you were not cursed. This was something that your ancestors actually put onto you during a ritual,
right,
in order to help with like enlightenment or whatever it was. Yeah, I think that was very clear. I also dreamt last week of Princess Diana in a yellow dress with two girls. And yesterday I found out Meghan is pregs again at the same time as another royal. Oh, wow. See, it's in the dreams. I'm telling you. For me, I know that there are people that are like, don't dream much or don't remember their dreams, because I think we all dream. I just think sometimes people just don't remember them. But this is another thing. There's a theory, and maybe you guys can help me out a little bit. I talked about this on my live interview that I did with Laura from Aquamarine 18. So we have all talked about this in our group. I have this theory, but so a lot of the people that I know that are huge dreamers, and I mean vivid dreamers, and it's like an all the time kind of thing, and always has been, are positive blood types. Yeah. The negative people that I know personally in my life, and I mean negative blood type, they do dream. Don't get me wrong. They have dreams, but they're very few and far between that they remember. And my theory about that is because they also say that negative blood type cannot be cloned. Now, I don't know if this is propaganda information or whether or not this is actual factual information, but if that is the case, does that mean that all of us are already clones, maybe, that are part of like a karmic system, right? Where the negatives are not, they're the originals. Or at least the spirit is the original.
Yeah.
Thereby, and we had talked about this, you are a negative, AB negative. That's what I believe my husband is AB negative. I have to get him tested. Chris too. My husband hardly ever dreams.
You know what's weird about that? I tried to dream walk in on Chris a few times, and all I get is blackness. So that's interesting. I've never been able to dream walk on him, and I have the closest connection to him.
I wonder if the ones that are like really avid, and like I said, this is only based on just a little bit of people that I know in my life and their blood types, and their dreaming patterns, because that's one of the things we always talk about. But if they are in fact a positive and they could have been cloned, or it means that bloodline is like really diluted with other people's DNA, what have you, right? That they are also taking on memories from that DNA. Just like we have talked about with when someone gets a transplant or a blood infusion or anything like that. Are they getting these memories and seeing these things from that other person? So is there a difference between the positive and the negative?
I would suspect.
That's how my mind works, guys.
It's so weird because with the negative thing, I know some of my family, recent in ancestry, I see they all had a certain negative blood type that they were actually keeping tabs on, apparently, and they wanted people that were descendants to send their blood in. But I'm like, well, I'm not going to do that. But also, it's cool to know I have ancestors with this.
Mm-hmm.
But my father, though, I think is where the positive came when he got with my mom. So
yeah. See, here's the thing though, and I told my sister, I don't know what my dad's blood type is, and I'm not 100% sure about my husband's yet because I haven't tested it. And do I even, this is my conspiracy mind, this does not mean anything, guys, just the way my mind works and the non-trust and all that, but I prefer to do my own testing on my blood rather than them tell me what my blood type is. Right?
I like that.
That's silly. I know that's silly, but
that's that Virgo energy.
Yeah. I found out some very interesting stuff concerning some Native American tribes in this area now that I saw it in the fire. It makes sense. Now what I saw. Oh, wow. My astral dreams are like futuristic people fighting UFOs that warp in and out for our atmosphere. Then a burning spaceship came through. Wow. I have had stuff like that.
I had a recent one about the wormholes. Men in Black were chasing me through wormholes. And it's so interesting. I would get through them and be in a different area on the earth. And I'd look back in it and kind of giggle because I'm like, haha, like I outran you. But yeah, it's just, I love dreams and dream work.
Yes. Even though it's similar, our feelings, touches, everyone's experiences are unique and could mean different things. Exactly. But don't you think if you actually set something up with your spirit, and that's another thing that we were talking about. I had asked you beforehand, Cortney, like, what demon do you think, if somebody's working with demons, is the best one to do like a ritual for something like this, setting up? And for me, the angel would be Gabriel. The reason being Gabriel is because Gabriel is the ruler of the first heaven, which is the closest to earth, which when you look at like even the consciousness and unconsciousness charts, that would be like your first heaven area. And he's known as the messenger, right? And Monday's his day. And he rules the moon, which is all about like dreams and psychic abilities and all that. So if we do set up some sort of ritual where we are saying, okay, this is what this means, this means, this means, this means, that way there's no confusion, something like that theoretically could work.
Oh, definitely. That's what I do anyway when I'm working with spirits. Like the counterpart to Gabriel would be Lucifer. And the way I view him with like his guiding light, he's a very guiding type of creature as long as you're putting your side into it. So I think Lucifer would be excellent for that. You know, you could even probably try to make this contract with guides if you're not comfortable with using other spirits too. You know, just talk to your guides and set up those that system.
Or just your higher self or the deity that you work with. Yeah, because they're all on the astral plane, right?
Right. I think Hecate would be extremely good for something like that.
I mean, I lived in a lot of hat houses that had a lot of active spirits. And of course, my school was haunted. And then my grandpa lived on Native American, my end, you know, which they were having some incidents because Herbert Baumeister moved in behind them. Okay. I think these poor guys that got killed saved my dad and my grandpa. Wowza. Some of us are human tuning forks. We feel those deep humming vibes. I get the vibes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
The vibrations. Yeah. Did have an accident where Nick went downstairs and cut off the power, and I came up after being mad, and I could smell eggs frying, but nobody had power to cook. Okay. So they say sulfur, right? When there's spirit activity sometimes. When it always felt like there was activity at my grandma's house where she lived. And I swear to God, there was always a smell of sulfur in her house. Yeah. And she had a creepy basement. And in her basement was a little room off by itself, and it was painted all red. It was a little room. I was like, oh, this is creepy. We used to say that it was like haunted and stuff, and we wouldn't go by that area of the basement. It was just like a little room in the center of this big basement.
Huh.
With the door, the walls were done and everything, but it was painted red. What the hell is up with that, right? Yeah, that's weird. That's weird. Makes me think of like Amityville or something.
Makes me think I might have lived in it in a past life and done that.
Yeah, it's funny.
No.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, that kind of just floats right out of the water then. Yes. Okay. My dreams are usually channeled messages that I need to share. They are very vivid too, an A+. Okay.
I'm A positive.
And I'm O positive. Yes, the RH blood factor cannot be cloned. I cannot be cloned. Yeah.
I don't think I'm too opposed of having an army of me. I would like that.
Exactly. All right, you guys are all right. Let's see. I'm negative, and I've had to really work at holding dreams. I'm O negative. I do sleepwalk though. Oh.
Oh. Okay. Which I think I have a theory on sleepwalking too. My sister always did it, and my theory is that you're trying to astral or dream walk, but you're still like attached to your body. Yeah, whole nother topic, but it's kind of like a little theory because when my sister would sleepwalk, she was completely not there, and it's almost like her body was following what she was trying to do in her dreams. So I was like,
We need to do a whole series on dreams too, because we have some vivid. You know what? I had this dream, I had this right next to my bed last night on my bedside table, and I don't normally do that because right when my husband bought me that really big amethyst geode that I've showed you guys, I had it on my bedside table, and oh my gosh, my dreams were like crazy. I had to move it out of my bedroom because it was crazy, right? But I know that amethyst is good for, like dream, astral, third eye and all that. And having like lucid dreams. Mm-hmm. I'm not one that's been a lucid dreamer that often, but I had 2 lucid dreams this morning. And this was by my bed.
Love it.
Yeah. They were good dreams too. Oh, did I? Yes. I don't know if I've heard that before, but wow. Paying bills and had a dream that a squirrel ran out of our bathroom, and then I found out that squirrels meant abundance. Needless to say, we ended up getting the money to pay. All that they mean abundance. Okay. Yep. They were in black. Those people fighting them. Okay.
Interesting.
Like the wormhole things, like what you had.
Yeah, and my aunt who had passed away a few years ago had actually jumped in that dream and said, look, you got to wake up now because they're real. And if you don't wake up now, they're going to get you. And I woke up.
Wow. Lucifer in his Venusian aspect. Yeah, because even we were talking about this beforehand. Gabriel, when on the one site it says that the counterpart or the demon, like the day demon associated with Gabriel, is Lucifer.
Right.
So
others I've heard Beelzebub, but also, I mean, they're so closely related. It's like his right hand man.
yeah. And it's kind of odd when I feel someone behind me, and Cortney has told me about a lady with white hair, and Tan G has told me stuff also. Oh. Need to meet her.
I will be right back. I apologize.
You got to go potty. All right, let's see. Herbert Baumeister was a serial killer. Oh, here in Indiana. Okay. My mom was a sleepwalker as a child. Grandpa had to put a side bolt, yeah, on the top of the F of the doors to keep her from climbing the trees. Wow. Is repeating like crazy. Have it a lot. I have had so many dreams about aliens and UFOs. I've actually had a dream that I was maneuvering a spaceship. And I was in this with my mom and Sully, and this spaceship was solid. On the outside, you couldn't see in, but on the inside, you could see everything out. Like everything was all like there wasn't even any walls or anything. You couldn't see the barriers or anything. But there was this chair. Voila, she's back. And this chair, you sat down and you put your hands on the seats, and you could control it. You could maneuver the whole thing with your mind. So wherever you wanted to go, but you had to like connect yourself to the chair, and then the chair knew. And this particular spaceship, Sully had jumped out of it. So I was like trying to go capture him, get him back in the spaceship, but he jumped out just as we were coming up out of the water. So I had to dive back in because he was in the water and he didn't know how to swim. He does not like water. And down underneath, there was a whole bunch of like rooms, buildings, and stuff like that under the sea that I'm like maneuvering through. I was like, that was a really cool dream. Yeah.
I have dreams about the middle or inner Earth.
Yeah.
But that spaceship one sounds really cool. I want one.
I prefer Baal.
Yeah, I do too.
Probably aren't actually dreams, but memories or astral travel. Possibly. I've also had dreams that were like futuristic, where a big light was coming. We were up in a hotel or a large apartment building again, and we had people at the place with us. We were entertaining, and I look out the window. We were just standing there having a conversation with these people, my husband and I look out the window to the right, and here comes this big, huge light and a beam that was like almost like a spaceship was beaming down, if you could think of like Independence Day. And then all of a sudden, all this fire, and I took off running. I didn't wait for my husband. It's terrible. And I just took off. He's just still standing there going like, what the hell? I was gone. I was like trying to get down the stairs, and then all of a sudden I woke up. Everything was like a fire.
Oh, I believe my inner Earth was real. I believe that full-heartedly.
Yeah.
I felt that and still felt my body. Oh gosh, it was so interesting. Atlantis, yeah.
The spaceships with water and ruins and buildings sounds like Atlantis. Yeah. I've also had memories. We've also talked about, with the DNA and the cloning, because one of the things that we had also talked about was like in the ancient Sumerian, you'll see the Anunnaki that are carrying like this little purse thing that's got like flowers on it, right?
Mhm.
And then in the Egyptian hieroglyphics, you'll see them holding like an ankh, right?
Right.
Well, to my understanding, the reason that the ankh is like a symbol of like eternal life is because it was like some sort of device that they would use in order to, like some sort of technology that they would use in order to transfer the consciousness into another being, thereby where the cloning would be important because they would be cloning the bodies, creating sleeves or whatever for the consciousness to go back into. I even had a dream, a pyramid dream. I was standing, it wasn't the Great Pyramid, but it was a pyramid structure. And I was Egyptian, and this was, 2,000 years ago, probably. But I was standing there, and down below, there was a whole bunch of bodies. And I was told by somebody higher above, like a voice, that I was to pick the sleeve for my next lover. Not that they were to pick, that I was to pick the sleeve for my next lover. And there was a whole bunch of them down there that I was supposed to pick. What is that about? And I had that dream a couple of years ago. So, yeah. Yeah, I have the wildest dreams.
I'm starting to feel like I've been analyzing that sacrifice, like Nordic dream I had, and I'm starting to think that's kind of how it is, the transferring of consciousness, like in between lives and different cultures and different scenarios. And I'm like, I'm battling with the thought of, is that my ancestors' life I was seeing and carry in my blood, or was my consciousness put into different bodies, hence reincarnation?
Yeah, yeah. We totally got way off track, guys. That's what happens, right? But I hope you guys really took something of value out of today. I mean, look at, for instance, Tangi. All of the things that she feels and she recognizes as it's coming in and what it means, right? So that is something that I'm going to do. And I think I'm going to put a post in the Amethyst Ascension family group. And, like, what do you feel, or what would you associate this feeling with? Like if your lips are dry, or if you've got a headache on your right temple or something like that. Just give me ideas. And, we could maybe compile something together and create some sort of ritual or contract that we do with like ourselves, whatever you feel comfortable with. Is that something that you guys would be interested in? Something that we could kind of do together as a community?
Yeah, I love that idea.
Yeah. I mean, I know we have as sisters, we've done stuff, but as people that are watching and wanting to work on this particular psychic ability and that are tarot readers and, or whether or not you want to make it, personal. But I thought this would be kind of interesting.
Interesting indeed. And make sure you guys, if you're not already there, go join the Amethyst Ascension group. She posts awesome things in there.
Thank you. And yeah, you guys can post your videos in there. That's for everybody. It's not just for me. It's just I don't see a whole bunch of people doing it, but you can. Just don't inundate it with 10 videos a day. Try to keep it to 1 or 2, please. But so it's not inundated, but yeah. Okay. My left eyebrow itchy means getting a phone call from a female, and the right eyebrow is a call from a male. I love that. I love that. All right. And I like that idea that April says, maybe some kind of ritual to release blockages. That could all be included in it.
Mm-hmm.
All in one ritual. And you can just take out whoever you want to work with. And, we could just leave that part like blank or whatever, and you just fill in whoever you want to work with, even if it's just your higher self, to help unblock certain things and to open yourself up. These are the contracts that you want to do going forward,
Yes.
to know and see how it works. Get some feedback from everyone and see if it worked for them. I'm never sure if I should post my own stuff there. Yes. Yes, you can. You guys can. You guys are content creators, so put your stuff in there. Yeah.
What eye twitches too. I seem to get like eye twitches certain times as well.
Maybe that has something to do with perspective.
It's usually when something's about to be revealed to me.
Ooh, okay. Oh, yeah. I think we need to start a dream series.
Oh,
And
me
have
too.
different people on like every week or something.
Sharing the
Please do
dream. Oh, yeah.
Yes.
We have so many, like, so many interesting dreams.
Yes. Yes, we do have another series that's going to be starting very, very soon. We should talk about that.
Yep.
And it's going to be on star seeds. This also happens to me when I'm live. I'm like squirrel brained, right? On star seeds. When are we starting this, honey? Are we starting it in a couple of days?
I think it was Wednesday.
Okay. So we're going to start off first just introducing it, and then it's going to be probably a weekly one that we do, and we're going to be talking about a different starseed each time, but not just that. We're going to be talking about different signs in your astrological chart that could dictate whether or not this could be one of your origins. So just like little things, but talking about like the characteristics and does that sound like it's right for you? Because it's such a huge topic and there are so many and there's new ones coming out all the time. So we're going to do one a week. How's that sound, you guys? Yeah.
I'm excited.
So now we got dreams. We've got, you guys, if you have not checked it out, please go over and also check out Cortney's Angels and Demons series. It's really good. And a lot of this kind of ties in with each other. I really do feel like that.
Yeah. I feel, like I said, I feel like we wrote a contract to come into each other's lives and do these workings because it's like it correlates. The more further we get, it's like the more intertwined it all becomes.
Yes. You'll tell me a dream, and I'll tell you a dream that we had like at the same night.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh my God, what the hell is going on here?
Yeah, I went to her house before. I dream walked to your house.
Yeah. Yeah. And I know that that's the case because she was explaining what she saw and she had never seen my house before. So I took my camera. She's like, oh my God.
I was like describing the table because I was sitting, and then I remember standing on top of her table and I was just kind of observing everyone.
Well, my table is kind of like a long Viking table. It's like really long and really super heavy.
Mm-hmm.
You know, even the chairs, you're like, ugh, they're like heavy duty.
The funny ones that get me are the ones where Sully will appear in my dreams too. That happened like twice, and I'm like, "Oh, hey, Sully," and he'll always talk back like in a voice similar to. You guys seen that movie Up, where the dog collar? You could hear the dog talk. Yeah, it was almost like that, but telepathic. It was interesting.
Oh my gosh! You see what Bonus said? We're gonna have to do that. We gotta get the equipment.
I was thinking about being more open with my mediumship as well. So you know what? As soon as lockdown's over, I will try to do that.
Yeah.
We'll talk about things. We'll come up with something.
I want to hear about evil starseeds, LOL, the ones that hate humans. You know, that's the whole thing. Yeah, that's the whole thing. I think there are agendas. I don't think any of them are all bad or any of them are all good. Right? Even like the Anunnaki, some of them did not like humanity and some loved humanity. So I think it's like an individual thing. But look at human beings. Some people like other human beings and some don't like other human beings, you know? So I think you take the good and you take the bad, right? Doug the dog.
Yeah, Doug.
My husband said it reminds me of that solely he wishes he was like Brian from Family Guy.
He was a wise ass in the dream too. I think I told you about it, but I remember laughing because he was just such a smart ass.
He does have an attitude. You were in my bathroom before. Remember, at least I saw you, Cortney.
Mm-hmm. After I walked in on her too.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Sometimes I can't control it though, and I just pop up in people's minds like, "What up?" And I'm like, "How'd I get here?"
Yeah, we'll have to talk about all of that stuff in the dream series.
Yeah.
And techniques that we can do. Right?
Yeah.
And then talk about our experiences. I love that. You take the good, you take the bad. Yeah. I'm thinking of the back life.
Love it.
You are like my sister, I swear. All right, guys. This has been about an hour. You guys are wonderful. Cortney, you make everything just better.
Ditto.
Just better. You are like my sister from another mister. Yeah.
Oh, of course. I told you I was the towel baby. I'm actually related to you.
So, yeah. So you also have a live tomorrow on your channel, right?
Yes.
You're going to be interviewing.
Yep.
Alvia.
Yep. From Inspiring Alien Creations. But later today, I will be also putting up the first chapter of my book I'm going to read.
Oh, you're going to read it?
I already read it. Yep. I read the chapter just so I could share it with people, see what they think. And yeah, that'll be up if you guys are interested. I am interested in hearing your opinions and feedback.
Actually, before we go, yes, you guys are going to love. Let me get the link really quick.
Oh, thank you.
I've already started reading this. I'm like on chapter 3. I was going to read more last night, but I was kind of whooped after the day. There we go. You guys can get her new book on Amazon. If you have Amazon Unlimited, or I mean Kindle Unlimited. Here we go. You can get it for free. Oh, did it take it? Can you guys click on that and does it work? Okay, it is showing. Oh, maybe, let me see. Okay, it'll take you there. Go and check it out. So far, it is friggin' excellent. You want to tell them a little bit about all of the like different things you have in there, like star seeds and
everything. Everything. I've got star seeds, I've got magic, I've got extraterrestrials, different races, different factions, a whole system and world operating mysteriously right under our reality. And bit of different culture as well. Lots of twists, turns, and mind games I play with my audience. So, yeah.
Awesome. And a lot of this also has like
channel
magic and like ritual.
Yes. Sex. Oh, it gets. Matter of fact, they have to charge their magical energy through sex, rites, and orgies. So
sounds like my kind of book. It is my kind of book. I haven't gotten to those parts yet, but I can't wait.
All the technology in it was actually channeled. Also, some of my personal practice experiences were incorporated, and also a lot of drip drop information I was channeled and told to put in there in an entertaining way. So
excellent. All right. I think that we're finally going to say, okay, we're good for the day. We went way off the topic, but that's okay. That's always a good thing, right? It's never boring, right? At least I hope it's never boring.
No, it's when we have fun and enjoy each other's company, and then this lovely audience with it. It's always fun.
Yeah, we do have another series coming up too. Once a month kind of series with several of us.
Oh yeah.
But we'll leave that secret It is what, in 2 weeks?
Secrets.
Yeah. The secret society. All right. Love you guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your Monday, and we'll talk to you soon.
Love y'all.